The 2026 NBA draft class is about as loaded as Snoop Dogg on Christmas Eve, okay? They are the absolute monsters of NBA draft classes. They're insane, and leading that group is no other than AJ Dansa, okay? AJ is a commit out of BYU, and if you've never seen the kid play, you should probably go see that. He has future superstar written all over him, and he looks like he is one of them ones, okay? Like, he is unbelievable. He just pops when you watch him. He can do literally everything on a basketball court, and the kid is gonna be a problem in the NBA, and I'm going to be going over why I think this kid is special and why he is going to make one NBA team, whoever drafts him, a very, very happy one, and why I think he is a easy franchise player for anywhere he goes to. I'm going to be highlighting everything in his game, what makes him so great, what makes him so special, what makes his potential so high. I'm going to be getting to all that in this video, so if that does sound interesting to you, please watch the video all the way through, hit the like button, subscribe button, and the word to me, and without further ado, let's get right into this video. So first and foremost, just the first thing you see when you're watching any tape on him is just the level of athlete this guy is just otherworldly, okay? He effortlessly does it too. Like, if you watch some guys who are athletic, you see them like having to like try very hard to show it off. AJ doesn't have to do that. He is able to basically effortlessly move around the court. His head goes above the rim every time he is athletically insane. He's also a very, very strong build as well for his age, and just like, he's very mature in his game, and I don't know how to explain it. He just has this like almost flow state like way that he moves around the court that is very rare when you see it, even in elite athletes. Like, very few guys that are the level of athlete he is are as graceful and effortless in how they move as well. And he has that. He has all the coordination in the world, all the athleticism in the world, and he's going to be a top 1% athlete even among NBA players the second he joins the league. And then even something, once again, that's more of something that you just observe the second you see him, his build is also very complimentary to himself. And what I mean by that is he's a 6'9" guy who is unbelievably strong for his age, and that allows him to get a lot of rebounds. As in, just at Utah Prep, he averaged 12 rebounds per game in his senior year, and he's pretty tall for being the level of athlete that he is. And it's just not normal to see a guy that is 6'9", probably going to be 6'10" by the time he gets to the NBA, and as well being such a strong player. And usually the taller you are, the less like vertically and speed athletic wise you are going to be, but not with him. Like, he legit has a chance to be Trey Murphy size, but way stronger and even more athletic than a guy like Trey Murphy. And I think his game is just so much more well-rounded and so mature for its age. This build is so complimentary to him, and his athleticism works so well with it, that it just makes him a matchup nightmare for even elite-level competition when you're trying to guard him. Because, like, if you give up size to get a guy that's lankier to guard him, now he's going to be able to bully you in the paint. But if you get a guy that's bigger, he's probably going to be slower than AJ, so it's going to be harder to guard him on the perimeter, and he's going to be able to blow by you and things like that. So it's just going to make him a matchup nightmare for any team that is trying to game plan against him from a night in, night out basis, and that's going to help him a lot because he's going to be able to beat people in so many different ways, and there's really going to be no perfect solution in how you choose to guard him unless you have another freak athlete that has great size on your team, which is very rare. But the next thing is going to be something that you actually have to watch him play to find out, but he doesn't solely rely on his athleticism to be a good basketball player, and that to me is extremely valuable, because a lot of times you'll have guys that are freak athletes that are huge, but they're so used to just being so much more physically dominant than their opponents that they kind of lack the skill needed to play at the highest level. But that is not the case with AJ. AJ yes, he can physically dominate you, and his athletic attributes are enough to win him games, especially at the levels of high school and college that he is going to be playing at. But once you get to the NBA, you have to be more than just an elite athlete. We've seen many elite athletes just be average players or not even be able to be good enough in the NBA just because they relied on their athleticism too much and they didn't have the skills to pay the bills. That was corny, but that's just how it worked out. But AJ is already averaging 46% from the field and 41% from the three-point line in his senior year of high school. And he's not just playing any high schoolers. He's playing elite competition over there. And to be able to just show that he can consistently shoot the ball ball is very, very, very much of a positive sign. I think he even shot like 70% from the free throw line, which isn't great, but it's not terrible either. So like he does have a jumper to him, and a guy that has that level of an athlete that can also have a jump shot that's deadly is going to be extremely dangerous. Because if you can add that three ball at the college and NBA level and show that you can do it, you almost can't guard him because his handle's very good. He's going to blow by you if you try to guard up on him. And then if you don't guard up on him, he can kill you at the three. So it'd kind of be like a comparison to like Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, when he got into the NBA, couldn't really shoot the ball, but he was so athletic, so fast, that he was still able to beat you. But now that he's added a jump shot, he has made that jump to superstar, one of the best players in the NBA level player. And I think that's kind of the same path that AJ is going to find himself on as well. And then the last thing I really want to highlight is his two-way potential is unbelievable. Think about all the greatest players you know. They're all elite two-way players. LeBron was one of the best, if not the best two-way player. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, like all these players were very good defenders, and they're great players. Giannis, you can name many great players, and they're all going to be known for being great on both ends of the ball. And that is exactly what AJ projects to be. Because look at this. If you already have a guy who's a freak athlete, going to be a great slasher, can score at all three levels, and already has a somewhat consistent jump shot to his game, now imagine if he's able to not only kill you on the offensive side of the ball and give you 20, 25 points a night, but he's also able to lock up your best player. And with his size and athleticism, he's legitimately going to be able to switch basically everything at an NBA level. And in high school, he's already averaging 1.5 steals per game and 1 blocks per game as well. So he has a chance to be absolutely elite on both sides of the ball if he decides to. And it's going to be purely a want thing for him. He has every tool in the book to be one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's just going to have to buy in and really develop that side of the game. But it's going to be a purely mindset thing. He, like I said, physically, he has everything he needs to be one of the best defenders in the league. And on top of that, being one of the best offensive players in the league. And anytime you have that combination, the sky's the limit. If you could be elite on both sides of the ball, you have every chance to maybe one day be the best player in the league. Now, am I saying he's ever going to be the best player in the NBA? No, but he does have that kind of upside to his game. And there's a very real chance that one day, 5-6 years from now, he would end up being the best player in the league. It's not a guaranteed, but it's definitely the fact that he has that potential is what makes him such a special prospect. And now that I kind of got the whole the breakdown of AJ as a prospect and why he's so special and why he's so much farther along than your average prospect, I do want to kind of get into, just for fun, potential landing spots for him. I'm going to be breaking down 3 different ones, the 3 most likely to get the number 1 overall pick. And we're going to start with the Utah Jazz. Now, the Utah Jazz, I selfishly want them to get it because, imagine if they were able to have Ace Bailey and AJ on the same team. That would be one of the most athletic forward duos, if not the most athletic forward duo in NBA history. And it would just put them on a path of success. Obviously, if you have those 2 level players, plus everybody else they already have on the team and young guys, their future is going to be extremely bright. They would have their cornerstone pieces, and I think they would be ready to compete a few years down the line, especially if they can add veterans. And I think the Jazz would be, in my opinion, the most exciting spot for him to go. But, no telling with the draft lottery. Then the next most likely would be the Washington Wizards. Now, him with the Wizards would also be pretty fun because I think a trio of himself, Alex Sarr, and Trey Johnson is going to be not only very nice athletically, but also defensively and two-way potential-wise. They have a chance to be an absolute problem in the future. And plus, they have guys like Bilal Coulibaly, Keyshawn George, plus every other young guy they already have on the roster, and they have a crazy young core. So adding a guy like AJ Dansa to that would just be insane. It would be put it on steroids, basically. So the Wizards would even have a crazy future if they added him. And then lastly, the Brooklyn Nets. Now, the Nets are probably the least exciting option, but it would still obviously help them a ton to get a guy like him because it would give them their superstar they desperately need. Right now, they have a whole bunch of young guys who I am higher on their young core than most, but I don't think any of them are going to develop into superstars or anything or be franchise level players. AJ has a chance to do that, and if they got AJ, you would have your franchise player. Then the young guys could develop into their roles and learn where they need to be and what they need to do to help AJ out. And I think they'd just be able to build around that. So although Brooklyn, definitely the least exciting option of the 3, it would still help them tremendously to get a guy like him on their team. But unfortunately, guys, that's coming up for his video. So comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you think AJ is special? How good do you think he can be? What are your thoughts in the comment section below? Hit the point, like button, and subscribe button. That's the world to me. And I hope you have a blessed day because I had a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.